Hi, everybody. Today we're going to take a look at the Stephen King audiobook, 11/22/63, a novel. Let's see, it's written by Stephen King, and it's read by Craig Wasson with an afterword by the author. I'll talk a little bit about that. There might be some spoilers, but they're probably going to be spoilers. And there were 30 CDs in there, and this made my commute go pretty well. And even though there's 30 CDs, it went through pretty quickly. Some of the CDs they didn't seem as long as they, as you would think. I mean, well, here are the CDs. Like I said, they went pretty quick. I don't know if it was just it's probably a combination of both each CD being kind of short and then my commute being long, so I was kind of able to get maybe 2 CDs in a day, and I got it finished in time to return it to the library. I really, really like this book. This is kind of my favorite Stephen King audiobook right now. Let me tell you a little bit about what I liked about it. The voices, Craig Wasson did the voices, and Sadie, the voice of Sadie had just a slight Southern accent that was different from the other Southern accents from the people from Tejas, because Sadie was from Georgia. I did not like his voice characterization of the FBI agent at the end. It was kind of like a surfer, and it's kind of drawn out, and I don't know why they went with that choice. Another thing I liked was, I liked the time travel element, and I liked the way that they just said, this is how the time travel works in this. They didn't really kind of get into any kind of astrophysics or anything like that. I often, when I daydream about traveling through time, about, betting on sports, because you know the outcome. I like the way that history would kind of fight back a little bit, and and I like kind of the harmony and things. I kind of got a little freaked out because I went to Target, and when I checked my stuff out at the checkout stand, the clerk at the cash register, her name was Sadie, and when I was kind of really getting into that kind of freaked me out a little bit, because as we know from the book that history wants to harmonize. One thing I kind of didn't like the ending. I think a lot of people are in agreement with me. They kind of went the opposite end of the spectrum, like It's a Wonderful Life, where where everybody is miserable because he wasn't born. He changed time. Why can't they ever make a version of time travel where the time gets changed, and then everybody's happy? Actually, I think Married with Children did an episode where Al Bundy wished he was never born, and if he was never born, everybody would be happier. That's kind of messed up, but it was pretty funny, and it was a different take. Okay, well, back to 11/22/63. I also the TV series on Hulu. I watched some of it, but I never watched past the point where I was in the book. And, they kind of changed some of the things around. Instead of going to Derry, Jake went to, the events that happened in Derry, Maine, in the book were somewhere in Kentucky in the movies, and then he kind of had a sidekick for a while. And one of the things I did like about the book was that it did take place in Derry, and there was a cameo appearance by Bev and Richie, and Jake was tempted by Pennywise, but he didn't play Pennywise's game. And I really like that. Like I said, it was long. There's I've kind of been noticing, I listened to Joyland, Revival, and this one. There's kind of been a couple of themes or tropes, if you will, that Stephen King's been kind of doing lately. One of them is an insult. Just if you're a kid, cover your ears. Where somebody gets called a dickless wonder, and that's happened in all three books. And then in Revival, as well as 11/22/63, they've had a teacher that gets attacked or killed by her crazy ex-husband, and and it's just kind of like been a common thing in Stephen King's works lately. And another thing I liked about the book on CD was there's an afterword by Stephen King where he talks about the research he did and some of the events and how different they are in from actual facts. And it was kind of neat to hear Stephen King's voice, and go back to the tropes. He always has a writer. Have you noticed? I guess that's a writing device where he can inject himself into the story. This was pretty believable, and I recommend it. I started to fall in love with Sadie in a way. I kind of wish that I fell in love with a teacher like Sadie, and it happened that way. Except for the crazy ex-husband, but that's another matter. Okay, I can't recommend this enough. Read the book. Do it old school and actually read the book, or listen to the audiobook. Watch the movie. I don't think the movie or the miniseries is as good as the book, but that's just my personal thing. I kind of, James Franco kind of played Jake kind of as smirky and kind of a wise guy. I kind of, that was a little off-putting to me, but, it was good. Once again, I enjoyed the characters. I've known teachers and principals like that, so that hasn't changed in decades. Some of the behaviors and way that school administrators are, and well, I give this a hearty. I give this an A plus. Why not? And I don't give out the A pluses lightly. So hey. Just what do you think? What do you think about the book? Do you have another Stephen King book on audiobook that you can recommend to make my commute go better? In any case, give me a hearty thumbs up if you like the review. If you didn't like the review or didn't like the video, shut up. Thanks for watching. Bye now.